Welcome to the PlayStation Archive. My goal is to document and critique every PlayStation game. Today we're kicking off the Crash Bandicoot and Naughty Dog retrospectives as we tackle the studio's very first PlayStation game, Willy the Wombat, or as it was later known, Crash Bandicoot, releasing on the 8th of November 1996 as an exclusive for the original PlayStation. Crash Bandicoot was an instant hit and would take over most of the marketing for the system. Crash Bandicoot was developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, but contractually the IP was still owned by Universal Interactive, whom Naughty Dog had entered a publishing deal with to create the game. In Crash Bandicoot, you control the titular marsupial mascot who, prior to the events of the game, was a subject of mad scientist Dr. Neocortex's experiments to create genetically enhanced henchmen out of Australasia's array of wild creatures that he plans to use for global domination. Crash was supposed to be the general of Cortex's army, but when the evil doctor's brainwashing device, the Cortex Vortex, rejects Crash, the Bandicoot manages to escape the lab by crashing out of the window. He washes up on the shore of a nearby Wumpa Island and plans to head back up to Cortex's castle to rescue his girlfriend, Torna. It's all very classic platforming storytelling of saving the damsel in distress from the evil mastermind who has barricaded himself inside of his castle. At the main menu, Crash comes smashing into the titles, and from here you know it's going to be a fun, zany ride. The earlier stages take us through the thick foliage of the Wumpa Islands with bright, colourful plants and deadly wildlife populating each level. The screen is always filled with so much gorgeous visual activity that it's truly one of the best looking games of its time. Crash comes with two main actions. He can jump, and he can jump longer when you hold down the X button, which helps him take out most of the enemies, and it also lets you reach across bottomless pits and allows you to smash crates that often have Wumpa fruit hidden inside. His second action is the spin attack, which allows him to defeat enemies and also smash boxes without leaving the ground, but the spin attack also allows him to hit things whilst in the air. The crates were added into the game to solve the problem of levels maybe feeling a little empty. These range from being checkpoints, gifting Wumpa fruit, acting as jump pads, and red TNT crates that have a deadly explosion after a 3-second countdown. The game counts how many boxes you've destroyed in each stage, with smashing every single crate in the game being tied to the 100% completion and the game's secret ending. There are 4 kinds of pickups, from Wumpa fruit that act like Super Mario's gold coins, where collecting 100 of them gives you an extra life, those also being the second pickup. The third are character tokens, which getting 3 in a level takes you to the bonus round, and there are the iconic Aku Aku masks. Aku Aku is a witch doctor mask that when picked up gives you an additional hit point, with 2 only being stackable at a time. You'll know when you have to when these multicoloured feathers turn golden. Upon collecting a third Aku Aku mask, you'll gain temporary invincibility that lasts for a few seconds, allowing you to smash any crate and defeat any enemy instantly upon touch. Whilst having a simple structure, it makes Crash such an easy game to pick up and jump into, knowing how it controls and remembering how to play it within seconds. However, Crash does feel a little archaic when going back to it today, as it released at a time when 3D movement was still a little janky. You know, your jump may not always be the most perfect and precise that the game wants it to be, and it was also before the analog controller, so don't expect to want to use the analog sticks for more movement precision, as in these 3D levels you are stuck to controlling Crash with the D-pad. The Wumpa Islands are filled with 32 levels that you access through a linear 3D map, which I always thought was so cool to see these islands and your visual progression across them, really presenting your journey as a proper adventure, and the way that you travel around the island and it turns around in 3D. Really cool stuff. The 32 levels have a lot of variety to them as well. You're not just always platforming up the screen, but sometimes you might have a more traditional side-scrolling stage stage, or you might be running towards the screen, being chased by a boulder, Indiana Jones style. And you also ride on a wild hog, strafing from side to side, dodging obstacles. Crash Bandicoot are some of the best level variety that the genre offered at the time, with a range of environments that offer different gameplay challenges, like moving up a river, that make the game always feel different and exciting, with you wondering what the next level will bring with it. In Crash's adventure to rescue Torna, you battle through a tribal village, climbing over their large gates that defends their home, and facing off against their chief, Papu Papu. You continue through the jungle, battle a crazed blue kangaroo by setting TNT to explode as he's within the blast radius. You cross the deadly wooden bridge, which is a painfully challenging level, and battle a superhuman koala within a volcano. Then it's into Cortex's chemical plant and factories, testing your platforming skills against barrels, lakes of poison, and bottomless pits. You battle the tuxedo-toting henchman Pinstripe Potaroo by avoiding his gunfire and attacking him as he tries to reload. Then it's onto Cortex's castle, where you face off against his right-hand man, Embryo, who drinks a potion that transforms him into a hulking monster. And the final boss against Neo Cortex is held aboard his airship, with his castle burning down behind him. Here you have to dodge his lasers and propel the plasma back at him. With Dr. Neo Cortex defeated in the end and falling to the earth below, Crash flies off with Torna into the sunset, having saved the day. Crash Bandicoot is the true definition of a classic. Its cartoony charm, eccentric soundtrack, and zany cast of enemies and villains make it such a memorable delight even decades later, and always certainly kept a permanent smile on my face even during the frustrating moments. It reminded me of playing through like a Saturday morning cartoon. Now there's still plenty to poke at, like how you can only save your game in the bonus rounds, which if you fail a bonus round and the difficulty really spikes up later into the game, then you're locked out of saving your progress until you quit the level and try to get the bonus round again, or push ahead to the next bonus round. But if you need to go out and turn your PlayStation off, then you're gonna be stuck. Talking of difficulty spikes, Crash is a very challenging game, but also has super easy boss battles. Some levels are fine, but others where you can't accurately check your jumps because of the fixed camera angles, or trying to hit boxes that are hovering over pits to your doom, is really like playing Russian roulette at times because of how stiff the movements and jumps can be. But nevertheless, I still really enjoyed going back to Crash Bandicoot. This is about the 4th time I've played through it, and it really doesn't ever get old. It's frustrating at times for sure, but it's still a delight to experience, with its simple gameplay, bold backgrounds, catchy tribal beats, creative animations, and really expressive graphics. A fantastic game for your PlayStation and a hit of 1996. I am archiving Crash Bandicoot at a great score of 8 out of 10. Crash Bandicoot was a major financial and critical success, and a big step for the PlayStation. It put Naughty Dog on the map, and it also saw the orange mascot harassing Nintendo offices in a popular publicity stunt. The PlayStation was here to make a mark, and Crash Bandicoot would only be the beginning of the console's rich history. Thanks for watching Done Critic. If you liked this video, feel free to subscribe to stay up to date on my latest PlayStation reviews and take part in my community polls. If you didn't like the video, then be sure to leave a comment below to tell me what I can improve upon next time. If you have any questions about my reviews or Crash Bandicoot, then let me know in the comments section, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.